Welcome to the Jack and Joe Show. We talk about property, business, and everything in between. Hosted by Jack Heskin-Taylor and Joe McCarthy. Sharing the stories of entrepreneurs, property investors, and our journey to health, wealth, and happiness.
Hi, it's Joe McCarthy here. I'm here with Jack Heskin-Taylor. Today we're going to be interviewing Jack and finding a bit about his property journey so far. So Jack, tell us a bit about yourself. How old are you? Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm 25 years old. I'm from the Wirral. Grew up in Wallasey.
Yeah.
Live in Birkenhead now, so I know a lot of them areas very well.
Nice.
And I basically bought my first single let in Wallasey about 4 years ago. So
4 years ago? Okay.
Yeah. I bought it off my nan and granddad.
No, okay, yeah. So you've quite a few years under your belt, so investing in property. You've experience.
Wasn't an accidental landlord, but my nan and granddad were looking to sell that property and basically said, do you want to buy it? We can help you out with the deposits. You know, what do you want to do? So that they sort of encouraged me to get onto the property ladder.
Very good, very good. Yeah, so you were kind of involved a bit with property and you had a bit of experience. What made you want to take it to the next level then and actually get like a more active investing in property and go along that journey?
Well, I came back from travelling. I came back early. I don't know why. I just sort of like had something burning inside of me. Like I just wanted to get home and I don't know, start building an empire. I don't know what it was, but something inside me was like, I just want to get home and start saving money and buying stuff and just being successful basically. I was fed up of jumping from hostel to hostel in Australia and Thailand. I get sick of it.
I'm sure you have many of the stories. I know you've told me a few of your stories when you were over there and crazy, but you wouldn't trade it for the world. So what was it about property specifically that kind of you thought would be that right vehicle for going along that route to get that a little bit more out of life?
So basically I'd seen obviously what I could do with that first single let that I had. I could see, you can make between, depending on where your property is, you can get between 200 and 400 pound a month net. It seemed easy. Once it was up, and tenants that I've got in now, they've been in there for about 3 years, nearly 3 years, and they're great. They really look after the place. They treat it like their home. Yeah. It seemed easy.
And at that stage, like you had no property experience whatsoever. No. That was just winging it.
Yeah, winging it. I mean, my granddad's a joiner, and I've done some labouring work when I was younger with my granddad, so I learned the basics of what to do, and then growing up with my granddad, he's always showing me what to do. In the house, if he was fixing anything or if he was doing something at my mum's or my uncle's, I'd always see what he was doing. So I had a basic understanding of like construction and trades and general stuff like.
Yeah. So you're talking about before that you actually worked in construction?
Yeah. So I worked when I came back from travelling. I started piling. Yeah. So a family member who's worked somewhere for about 30 years got me a job pretty fast when I got back from travelling actually, and off I went down to London to and started on Battersea Power Station. Piling, doing big foundations for all the project and all the build around Battersea basically and inside it, which is a pretty prestigious job to start off on my first job.
Yeah, sounds like a big one. And how long were you there for?
I can't remember, 6 to 8 months, and then I went off to like A14, Cambridge, and sort of went Cambridge, Peterborough, back to London, back to Peterborough, just all over the place.
A lot of travelling around, so.
Oh yeah, nightmare. Driving back and forth every week, Monday and Friday. Or getting the train from London, nightmare. Hated working away from home. Literally just did it just to save money up, just to save money.
So you're working on the sites, and something happened on the sites that made you no longer able to work.
Yeah, I actually had an accident on site in July. I think it was June or July. And basically the scaffolder dropped something and it hit me sort of on the left side of my shoulder there. So I was really lucky that it didn't hit me on the head. It was quite a heavy steel tube. I got stretchered off and all that. So I've got some damage to my shoulder. I've been to and from the hospital and stuff, but that gave me the push to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, this isn't enough for me.
That was the catalyst.
Yeah, I do not want to be that 50-year-old fella in the pub, no offence if that's you, saying, I've been doing this for 30 years, not happening. I've done it, I've worked outside in all kinds of weather and done all kinds of jobs and I've put the graft in, I've been there, I've done it but don't fancy doing it for my whole life.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
But
it's hard work.
Blessing in disguise in some way, it's given me the push, and then went networking and met yourself. I met loads of like-minded people, and it's definitely given me that push to just be like, get out of the construction game.
Yeah, definitely. Because when we met first, then it was just at a networking event, met for coffee. Then the week after, and from there, just kind of similar goals, similar ambitions. Both went at it full time. We've been there since. And, so where have we come since then? Like, so what strategies are we working on? What are you working on right now, and plans for the future?
So basically, what we've done is we've started working on cash flow strategies. Basically, we wanted to build up a bit of cash flow because me and Joe are full time. So we basically decided to focus on serviced accommodation, rent to rent. Rent to rent deals take probably the least money to set up, and if you're talking property, you know, rather than finding a deposit for a buy to let or a HMO or anything like that. And basically, we went for rent to rent, serviced accommodation, Liverpool, 'cause that's where we're based. We did a bit of practicing in Manchester first, so we went to Manchester once or twice.
Testing the waters.
Hammered the phones, didn't we? Hammered the phones with the agents. Like,
you can't beat in person.
No,
in person is so much better.
In person is better. Like, we should have just went to Manchester and walked around the agents and just walked in rather than over the phone and get nowhere on the phone. Like,
exactly. So like, we're doing the rent to rent, service accommodation. The deal packaging as well. Yeah,
so we're fully compliant with deal packaging. I'm sort of been focusing on purchasing deals, and Joe's been focusing more on the rent to rent, but we're sort of both in it together really. We just tried to divide the responsibilities up a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we're both still involved heavily in both. It's just at least we know one of us can take care of something if need be. So yeah, just generating cash flow. Obviously we're full time in this, so we've got no wage, so this is our income.
Which is good to have that focus as well, isn't it? Because we're kind of put in that position where we need to make it work, and it is, and we are. We're at the stage that the fact that we're both full time as well, we were able to put so much energy and effort into it that things are going pretty good. You know, we are getting we made so much contacts even in a short period of time, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Through networking events and even through social media and everything like that. So so far so good. So our kind of short term goals. So we're looking at kind of more the cash flow, isn't it? And then
Definitely short term goals. You know, we're managing another SA unit in Liverpool as well. Potentially going to take on some more management stuff. Maybe do some more JVs on some serviced accommodation just to keep building that cash flow up, just so we're comfortable and we can be like, okay, no more cash flow. We don't want to be opening more serviced accommodation units and stuff like that. We can start focusing on more JV deals, refurbishments, you know, converting normal houses to HMOs.
Kind of slower burners, really.
Yeah, even buy into SA, you know, we could, if we build up the capital, we can do a JV and we can purchase a property for serviced accommodation, we can then manage it as well. So it all ties in really, and we are going to keep them cash flow things ongoing, like deal packaging's always going to be there, you know.
It is, because it's sourcing the deal, like even for ourselves to keep anyway, so having that skill and knowing how to do that process itself is going to help so much more. So like in our longer term goals, like what are we looking at as a longer term, say like a 5-year projection? So
long term, I think we spoke about this quite a few times, and I originally was like, what? Why is Joe talking about developments? Like, they're only just getting started. What's going on here? I was a bit skeptical about it, but the more we spoke to people and the more we've networked and we've met a couple of developers recently. So we met someone in Birmingham recently, and we also met someone networking at Knightsbridge in London as well, and they were, the information they gave us, we were just like starstruck, weren't we? Like stood there like, oh my god, we can do this.
No, it really kind of brought it down to earth, and it just really kind of showed us the light really, and showing what was actually possible out there. We kind of put a bit of a focus on ourselves, and we have that target. Again, our initial thing is get that initial cash flow up. Once we have our cash flow to a comfortable amount, then we'll be focusing heavily on the development side of things and getting to that kind of point. When we say developments now, we're talking about blocks of apartments, 50, 100 blocks of apartments, that size of things. It's just getting there in the shortest, easiest possible way.
The quickest way. The quickest way, definitely.
So what are some things that we have to do to get there? I suppose talking about power team and things like that, getting the right people around us, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've obviously got to get we already know some good contractors. We need to meet some more, we need to build a bit more of a power team. We need to reach out to people who are doing developments. Along the way we're going to do, hopefully soon we'll be doing converting houses to HMOs, commercial conversions, big refurbs, big properties into a couple of flats, anything that's going to generate that good return, we're going to take that on. We're going to JV on some of them deals, maybe get investor funds to fund them. But I think we've got to do some of that along the way to get the experience to get onto these developments, even just to start on smaller developments. If we've got that initial experience,
exactly,
it'll be much easier for us to get there, I think. But
100%.
that is the long-term goal, big developments, like, you know, that's where it is. Slower burner. So right now for us, it's not really going to work, you know. We need income to live off right now. So
it's all cash flow related right now.
Looking for land and putting planning in probably isn't.
If you're waiting 8 months for a planning permission deal to go through, to be granted planning permission and then start on the development.
Then start, yeah.
So even looking back now, Jack, if you're looking back, like say since we first met back in July, like how far we've came since then to
crazy.
now, like could you describe that kind of transition, that journey from, like, you know, from that initial point of looking at property at that networking event to now, you know, and how things have changed in the space of 4 months?
Yeah, my mindset's changed definitely. I've thought I knew quite a lot about the property market and what to do, and even just going to some events, just you know the typical ones that try and sell you lots of courses. It's still good to find out what all the strategies are and see what people are doing. Because them creative strategies are essentially what can make you the most money out of what would normally be a single let. But obviously people are very creative with what they can do, you know, service accommodation, HMOs, all that sort of thing. But our journey, sort of as we've come along, service accommodation, it's so time consuming. Obviously once you get the system set up, it's much better, but getting started, it's very, very time consuming.
It is, because we're at that point where we've only the few units and we're doing lots of the work ourselves. But once we get to that stage, I suppose, when we can employ someone to kind of manage the day-to-day runnings, but that's outsourcing that part of the thing, so we don't have to worry about the boiler going wrong. We'll have that part outsourced, and we can spend our time, you know, focused on something else, or even replying to, like, you know, guest inquiries, things like that. We can outsource all that stuff. But that's all down the road. It's just kind of part and parcel, isn't it? Just
getting there. I mean, people are saying we've sort of created jobs for ourselves, but essentially we needed jobs. We needed income, really, didn't we, to come from somewhere. We didn't have enough capital to just go start buying property. So that was, we still put quite a bit of money in, to be fair, like, but you know, it's generating that cash flow for us, so it's done the job, it's served its purpose. You know, for how long we keep them units and how long we keep doing that strategy, I don't know. But it has served its purpose, it really has. That was sort of like our entry level into the property industry. There wasn't...
Just get that foot in the door.
Yeah, like...
It's never going to be the best deal, is it?
No.
It's never going to be the best deal, the first deal.
But
it's the experience.
We leveraged that first deal so much. So much.
So what advice would you give to people starting off new, that are starting off and wanting to make that jump to getting their first deal or get started in property some way?
I'd do as much research as you can, reading books. That's exactly what I did. And sort of work out what strategies you want to do. Whether it's serviced accommodation, you know, HMO, whether it's rent to rent or purchasing, just work out whatever's going to work for you. And I would literally just get as much knowledge and information as you can, and then I would just go to networking events and I would just try and find someone who's already doing it. So if you want to buy to SA, just keep going to networking events, keep going until you meet someone that's doing buy to SA and they've purchased. Let's say they've got 10 properties in Liverpool and they're all on SA mortgages, and you know they're doing it properly, and just bounce off that person. Even ask them if they can mentor you. You don't have to always offer money. Like, there's people out there now that are offering to help people getting started in return for, you know, like they'll manage it, or they'll get a percentage of whatever your profits are and stuff like that, or you know, or get a mentor. If it's the right person in the right area, then in the right strategy, and that's what you're looking to do, then it makes sense. It really does. But yeah, I definitely find that person that you can either, like, not latch onto, so to speak, but you do need that person if something goes wrong, or oh my god, you've got a deal, now you need a contact. Who are you going to phone? You know, we've met so many great people along the way, and they've helped us with stuff like that. Like, we've been phoning them at like 10 o'clock at night, like, we might have our first management deal, you know, have you got a management contract you can send to us? Like, you need them people on your side, you really do. And the only way you're getting them is networking.
It's the power of networking, really is. It is. You know, the people we've met through networking has been phenomenal, and wouldn't have happened. Just, it means getting out there, getting to the events, speaking with people, asking questions, and never be afraid of asking questions either. You know, there's no such thing as a stupid question, you know, because everyone has to start somewhere. So it's just only normal. So thanks for the interview, Jack. And so basically, where can people like reach out if they want to make contact with you? Where can they find you?
So I'm on Instagram finally.
Yeah.
Get me on Instagram, just Jack Property. Obviously you can find me and Joe for the Jack and Joe show. I'm on LinkedIn, not very active on LinkedIn, I should be. Joe's really active on LinkedIn. I should really be doing more on LinkedIn. But I'm on Instagram, so I'll be on there more. Facebook, happy to connect on Facebook. Jack Heskin-Taylor. There's not many people with that name, so you should be able to find me. Yeah, drop me a message on anything. I hopefully see more people on Instagram soon. I'm hoping to use that platform.
Definitely in the same position now as well, you know, trying to get that up and going.
Yeah.
Kind of haven't been using it as much, but yeah, that's it. So thanks very much for answering a few questions and sharing a bit more about yourself and your story. And yeah, that's great. It's been Joe McCarthy and Jack Heskin-Taylor, and over and out.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
We talk about property, business, and everything in between. Hosted by Jack Heskin-Taylor and Joe McCarthy. Sharing the stories of entrepreneurs, property investors, and our journey to health, wealth, and happiness.